What is going on, people? We are back again. More darkness, less ginger. That's a sad thing right now. Less ginger. But we are here.
They say that those of African descent are the original Aboriginals. So there's a little bit of redness here anyway.
Give him some horns for that one. That's right. We're back at it. Darkness with a ginger hue. My man Slang is here as always. Esquire on location. That's what we're gonna say. He's on location.
On location.
Yep, he's on location. and your boy Tokes here, just living it up, having fun, doing it up. The weather's getting better. I just barbecued.
You barbecued today?
I just barbecued, so
it's summer out there now.
Once it hits +5, I told you, break out the kiddie pool and the barbecue. It's time to party. I'm too hot. It's too hot.
I just give a comparison because I always tell this story when anytime people complain about heat, like every summer, there's gonna be some idiot who's, it's too hot. It's too hot. I used to talk to a girl that lived in Phoenix, Arizona. Shout out Quincy if you ever watched this. And she told me the summers there. One time she had to have a pool. She had a pool party, and it was so hot, Tokes. So hot. How hot was it?
How hot was it?
It was so hot. She had to go and buy ice to put in the pool. Yes,
bruh.
Exactly. What? They had to buy ice because the pool was too hot. But it gets it's desert, right? So it gets I think it's upwards of almost sometimes 40 degrees for us. Sometimes over there.
Wow.
Yeah, 40 degrees Celsius somewhere in there, or high. No, probably higher than high 30s.
Even higher than
high 30s.
Yeah, so but it's a different type of heat, though.
It is, but it's still hot, man. Because I've been in Vegas when it was like 31. No, maybe it was like 35. And when you say I don't know, you're right in that our heat is more stifling. Like there's a stifle to it.
Because African heat, that's no joke. Even Africans can complain about that heat.
But do you feel the what do they call it, mugginess or the?
No, you don't feel that.
The breathing is fine. Yeah,
the breathing is fine. But it's so hot, it dehydrates you. Like it sucks the water out of you. That's how bad it is. That's why water is being sold on the streets on a regular basis in little baggies, in little bottles all the time, because that hot is ridiculous. It just doesn't. There's no give. So
no, man, I love heat. I love it, but that's the hottest. Las Vegas is the hottest place I've ever been at, probably. And I tried to walk a block. I made it, but it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, you probably just hit the showers real quick.
You have to shower 2-3 times a day.
Wow,
2-3 times a day. Walking. And people do that here. I know some people who do that here in the summertime. So imagine.
That's crazy.
But
that's crazy.
I rather sweat than shiver, so I'm good with you.
All right, here's something. I just got a new phone. I love it. It's the new.
What is that?
Samsung S23 Ultra. So I'm like, all right.
What do you see? What's the difference, kind of?
You know what? After you get to 22 and 21 and up, it's all the same. Not gonna lie. Just like iPhone, how they say, no, the iPhone 14 is the thing. I'm like, wait a minute. It's the same thing as the iPhone 12. So what's the difference, right?
I don't know. There's probably like a 3-4 year where they're all the same.
But this one here it's giving me the stylus. So I'm like, all right. So I can make notes on the go. I haven't had a stylus type of phone in a long time. So I'm like,
I don't think I ever have. I never had a stylus. I've never had.
It's ridiculous. And I'm like, this is now, as I always treat my phones, as my mini computer, my mini on the go. Everything that I need to do, and this is probably the problem I've been having right now, is that I have to transfer all the data I had on my old phone and then reconfigure it to the way I liked it and the way I had it, because I had that phone for 2 years. So now I have to redo it. I'm like, oh man. But once it's on the go, like I said, I can do podcasts from the phone, right?
Same.
Right? I can do everything on the phone. I can go, like my daughter has her first soccer game tomorrow. Laptop. I put that camera's a high quality camera now, higher quality than the one we're using right now. Right, and it can do amazing footage.
Higher quality than the one you're using right now,
bro. This is this is why they've made these things $1,300-$1,500, because it's all in one. right? Now all of a
Well,
sudden,
my conspiracy mind,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not the
yeah.
only reason, but yeah, that's how they
Yeah.
justify the
Yes.
price.
Yes. Yes. You're
Yes.
right. You're right. That's right. It's there's more to it. There's a backstory
Way
and a
cheaper for them
game.
to make than what they're selling
Yes, this is
it
true.
for.
This is true. But like I said, this has all these accessories from a Bluetooth, a keyboard to a headset. So you like I said, you can be remote, and if you have signal, you
Mm,
can work. Right. So that's what people do now. You can hook these up to a monitor. I can just click, click, click. I got my a big screen behind it. Put that on the freaking TV screen. That could be the computer on the big screen, and I
that's
don't have to
dope.
worry about data and whatnot because you can always save the stuff to the cloud. Right.
Yeah, that's dope.
Everything's in the cloud, so you don't have to worry about it. And this is why I'm like, man, technology come a long way from dial-up, AOL, Netscape, and all that stuff we were talking about last time.
That's why
This
you can't
is
be afraid
ridiculous.
of it, man.
No, and like you said
Wary,
before,
but you can't be afraid.
like I
Because
said,
once
folks,
you're
before
afraid, you're left in the dust.
yeah, before the show, myself and Slang were talking about AI and all this stuff we're going
Yeah,
because we've had a few shows talking about it. And I was showing Slang about the pictures I did when I registered for the AI program. And I'm like, man, this is the future. This is it. It's better to just jump on the freaking boat and just keep on riding that until the waterfall comes and you fall off. That's it.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And if it can make you money, bonus.
That's the
Bonus.
good. It's again, like we said, it's a tool no different than a hammer. A hammer
It's
can
correct.
hammer a nail. It could also crack a skull. It all depends on what you choose to use it
It's
for.
so true.
And you
Very
can't
true.
control what other people are going to use it for either. So if you're going to be
Also
scared
true.
because of what other folks are going to do,
Mhm.
that's even more reason to get yourself acclimated with it, so you can counter the bad if it comes.
No, it's true. So there's always someone who's already countered or was planned for the bad and has already had something to counter it. So they're sitting there waiting until the bad happens, and they'll say, "Oh, by the way, guys, I'm the guy who can definitely counter that. They're paying me $5.5 million to take my software." Boom!
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You got
exactly.
that's
Like,
how you have to play the game now.
I just I don't know if you got this one because as our good brother Sim sent me a post on Instagram where we're talking about how AI. One of the bad ways somebody could use AI on you is to take your voice and admit to a crime
It's
with
happening.
your voice recorded. Yes, but there's also security and ways to debunk that. The only issue may come in is if you don't have enough money to hire the guy
to
that's
get it.
able to show.
And that's
but that's been the case since, like, that's always the case. Money is your legal team. Money determines your status in a courtroom a lot of the time.
Money is more than just money. Money can definitely dictate whether you're a free man or not. Whether you go to jail for 4 years, whether you go to jail for 2 years or 20 years. So again, and that's the government tool. I'll say that it's the government tool. To show status. Some people on the streets have no money at all, but they get that respect. That's their status.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
In the world, if you don't got dollars,
good luck to you, buddy.
Because again, going through this whole rebranding stuff, I did some research, and sometimes, like me, who would buy a fitted hat from me at $25 or $35 because it's just me, right? But right? I didn't have that status yet. But if I build it and I say, "Yo, I got Carter now wearing this. I got you wearing this. I got Drake wearing it." That gives it status. So now I can warrant to say, "Yo, this hat is $105."
Right.
Why?
Right.
Well, you're seeing Drake in a pose, you're seeing Cardi in a pose. So they see, oh, that's status. I need that. I need to be on that echelons. I need to be on that level. So they don't pay for that. That's why people say all these, because again, I was watching a lot of business types about how to start up, how to get from 0 to 50,000 K in a month in clothing. And they said, people like Gucci and whatnot, it's the same type of material you're freaking buying from anywhere else. It's just a name. It's just a name. That's all it is.
Let me ask you something. In a self-interest, selfishness, but selfish question. In your doing your research, like you're mentioning, right? How do you? Is it the passion that keeps you focused, or just the goal to sit down there and watch these videos and listen to these people? What do you think keeps you engaged? Then that's
it's a two-parter. I know the end game. I know the result when you get off and get it going. But the process of getting there, the process of going to that level keeps me going. I have failed multiple times. Like, this is my first clothing line with Grace Clothing. I jumped in on that right when I moved here, did all that. I'm like, yeah. And I put all the money. I'm like, it didn't go anywhere. So I'm like, But I was energetic, setting up shop, doing the artwork, talking to designers. I was a business owner, right? That kept me going. So then I said, okay, I'll stop again. But I know if it does hit right, that's it. That's gone.
So you'd say you fell in love with the process more than the result.
Yes. And that's why I have so many things going on at the same time. I got the podcast here we're doing. I love marketing. I love getting it to a point where it can be just self-sufficient. I got the supplement line and the clothing line, again, self-sufficient, right down to the personal training. I love building the whole thing to the point where I would just have to start putting myself out there, and then people will sign up, and it's self-sufficient. Right? That's all. So the creation of the job of and the duties of building the whole process of everything gets me going all the time.
Enjoy.
Yeah, all the time. I can stay up until, like I said yesterday, I was doing this whole AI thing just because I wanted to put it on the website. I was up until 2:00 in the morning just fiddling around, and I just lost track of time because it just kept me going. And this was after working a 9-hour shift at the prison until 11 o'clock. So I'm like, man, when you have that passion for something, time will never stop. You would just keep on going. You would just keep on going. Sometimes I have to force myself to sleep.
It's been a while since I felt that level of passion.
And here's the thing. I was watching what Kobe said. He says, there's no such thing as failure. If you accept it, if you lose a game on Monday and you have a game on Wednesday and you accept the fact that you lost on a Monday, I'm like, you have the next day to freaking, make that up. But if you accept that, that's failure. That's you. That's on you.
They killed Giannis for saying the same thing.
Yeah.
They're killing Giannis for saying the same thing.
And he said that perfectly. For those who don't know, Giannis is a number 1 seed player, probably one of the best players in the league right now. And he gets knocked out of the first round in the NBA playoffs. And the same reporter is asking the same question he asked him last year. Do you think being knocked out in the first round is a failure? And he broke it down to him and said, hey, you work at a job. Are you looking to get a promotion every day, every year?
Yeah.
No. Well, are you failing then? Yeah. Are you a failure then? Yep. The process. It's the process of getting to where you want to go. And some people will hit it. A man like Charles Barkley never won a championship in his career. Is his career a failure? Hell no.
Not.
He has done so much after the fact.
Tokes, when it comes to fans and sports, because I don't even blame the reporter. That's kind of a question he's supposed to ask, right? So
of course.
But he's asking it for fans who probably think the same way.
Right.
What I've noticed, what I've learned with fans is that there's 2 types of fans. There's a guy who either looks at his favorite sports hero or whatever, looks at sports in general and takes it as an inspiration in some way. So, like the Mamba mentality or that what Giannis said, there's no failure or you miss 100% of the shots you don't take and stuff like that, right? They take it as motivation, inspiration. The guys who take it as a way to, how do I say this, dump their shortcomings on the athletes,
the player,
right? The players, whatever. So things like for example, they might feel like a failure, so they want to say everything that guy didn't do or didn't accomplish is a failure. Meanwhile, he's a multimillionaire who's won a championship. He could pretty much choose his fate at any point. When I really started to see this is with LeBron. And people call me a LeBron champion, even though Jordan's my favorite player of all time. LeBron might be second. But I've seen people say when LeBron was making his own choices to go where he wants to go, and man would get upset. And I would say to them, but hey, if you had a choice to work anywhere in the world that you wanted to work because you were that good, wouldn't you do it?
Amen.
Nobody can dispute that. Nobody can say, or the only thing they'll come up with is, yeah, but you should be loyal. Why are we placing loyalty in sports on a one-way? That I never understood that.
You're right.
Why are we upset that the athlete can choose, but we're never upset when the company chooses? You know why? In my opinion, again, it's because we can't choose. So we don't want them to be able to choose. It's not right for them to get choices, that privilege, because we don't. Deep down inside, that's how we feel. It's a jealousy thing ultimately for a lot of us.
You're right. Because I think you brought this up a while ago, and I said, yeah. I mean, why would you get mad for a man who wants to go play in Europe? if he knows he wants to live there or be there, and that's where he wants to be, and he wants to
Right.
leave his $1 million contracts in the US. I'm like, yeah, if he enjoys it out there, why would you restrict him? Because again,
Who are
like you
we?
said, if you had the opportunity to go work in Dubai and live a life that is just ridiculous, would you not go? You would be stupid not to.
You would be stupid not to. If
Yeah.
you're a person that says no, I wouldn't go unless there's some extenuating circumstances, like you have a child you don't want to leave and you can't take them with you. You're married, your wife is on. But if it's just you and you got the choice, what's the consideration?
No, you're 100% right. You're 100% right.
I wouldn't even consider living in America. But you know what I would consider it? Is if they're paying me enough money to do a job that I know I'm gonna love. I'm out.
Oh yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. Isn't that the end game? Isn't that the end game? A complete happiness? You're
you
not
don't
happy
have to
somewhere?
do it forever.
No.
Do it, get your money, come back.
Yeah.
Whatever do what you have to do.
It's your life. You have one life to live right now. Just deal with it.
Exactly.
Deal with it. That's what I'm saying right now. There's times where I was struggling just in mentality. It's like, what am I doing all this for? But and because money was at a snail's pace and things were just not coming the way I thought. So I had to break down and said, wait a minute, what am I doing this all for? What's the point of working these jobs if you know you're just gonna give it all back to somewhere else or something else? I'm like, man. But then I realized, you know what? There is a goal, whether it's children, whether it's your health, whether it's your legacy, something you have, you're here for. Keep on pushing. And, eventually I realized, I love business. Let me put this time into some business, and it got me rejuvenated. Boom. So any type of extra cash I have, it's towards business. I don't buy frivolous things anymore. I mean, I used to be big about buying these shoes, this top. Yeah, I'm not big
on it either. I'm not big.
I wear my own clothing that I sport. I sport it all the time. I'm proud of what I've created. I'm proud of what I've created. So yes, I might get a gift, a Toronto Blue Jays hat, whatever. Nice. But I bet you I can make that same thing. And I'll be even more proud because I created it. And I can wear it, and other people may like it and they might wear it. So the fact that some people like what I've created, it makes me feel a sense of purpose. So that's what I push on a regular basis. I can't be down about life anymore because I've seen the bottom of the bottom, man. I've seen guys who are at the top of their game, from police officers to politicians to lawyers. They're at the bottom of the barrel, some of them, because they made a simple mistake, or they lost faith, or they just had a bad habit, right? Mistakes happen. That's one thing I know. Mistakes happen.
Absolutely.
So I will never judge anybody based on a mistake.
Exactly.
One mistake. If they do, if it's continuous, 2 or 3, if it's continuous, then it's a habit. So I'm like, I can't have love for you.
That's different. That's who they are.
Exactly. So when people keep on saying, "Oh, I keep on getting pulled over for drunk driving," well,
are you drunk and driving?
Multiple times? That's on you, brother.
Listen, I'm not the guy. I don't ever understand. I actually had this conversation yesterday with a good friend of mine where he's in a bad space, and so he's basically kind of saying to me, this person is on me for something, and this person is on me. I'm just not in the space and the mindset to deal with that stuff. And I said to him, I said, well, you got to take care of yourself first before you can take care of them. And that is, you're no good to other people if you're not in a good space. And they should also understand that it's not your responsibility is to yourself first. As selfish as it sounds, and I do think that in this society we've kind of gone overboard with that way of thinking, but it is still a necessity to be good within yourself before you try to help others be good.
100%.
You can't give a man $1 and you have 50 cents. It doesn't make no sense.
Facts. So you can't give your man your last burger when you haven't eaten yourself.
No, and you know what? You can. Let's rephrase that.
Oh, okay. You can, but
you're gonna die for hungry, and
that's what I'm saying.
Then you can't give him another burger when he needs it.
Exactly. So you have to make sure your foundation, your livelihood is taken care of first. Your happiness is important first.
And from there, is your responsibility. Your happiness is your responsibility.
And that goes for everything, though. That goes for work, business, relationships, family, you name it. You don't, like I said, you might not hear from your family for months, years, whatever, but you better make sure you feel happy. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be all glum. and pick up the phone. Then,
Yeah.
if you missed your family, pick up the phone instead of sitting there. They're not calling me, and that's not just family. That's everybody. There's very few things in this life, especially after you reach a certain maturity, because I don't like to use the word age.
Yeah, you're right.
We all are different states in different ages.
Yeah.
Once you reach a certain level of maturity in life, you have to understand it is again your responsibility for your own happiness, and there are that the choices are all yours. Very few things will just happen to you. They're mostly results of stuff that you've chosen to do,
of course,
or ways or thoughts you've chosen to keep, or feelings you've chosen, all that stuff. Yes, we can't necessarily control our feelings, but we control what we do with those feelings.
Here's a perfect example. Back in the day in elementary school, you know what my favorite book was, or book series? The Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Yeah, me too. That's what.
And all you would do is start off the page and get to the bottom. If you want to do this, go to page 10. If you want to do this, go to page 20. So again, the book was written a certain way where you have to flip through, and there's at least 5 or 6 different endings. And I love those because you controlled every aspect of that story. You can read that book 10 times and make 10 different choices and have 10 different endings. So again,
as a fable for life. That was a lifetime lesson.
Yeah.
The one choice could take you down a certain path. So
exactly.
For those who believe in God or what have you, and he gives you free will. I've always had this theory that there are 2 ways that your life can go, which really it's multiple ways. It's like the multiple. Have you seen Ant-Man? See
the newest one? Quantumania.
Hey, tune out because it's going to be a spoiler right now. Spoiler alert. The part where he's in the when Kang sends him in to get I can't remember the time engine or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, and there's a multiples of him, every choice that he would ever make. So it's more like that. But to simplify it, I always look at it like there's 2 paths you could choose. I could have chosen not to come into work today, and that's going to be a certain outcome. Or I'll come into work, that's another outcome. That leads me down a different path. Whatever, and that's almost every choice.
And there's so much multiple. You could have taken a certain route to get to work, and you get a different path. You can chose to not use the car to go to work. That could have given you a different. There's so many different options. It's like a Rolodex of just options. You want to go fast. Okay, well, there's that option. You want to go to the speed limit. Okay, there's that option. You want to go left. There's that option. You want to go pick up some food. There's that option. There's so many different options, to have to dictate your end result. Yeah. And not all of them are going to be pleasant. Not all of them are going to be happy, but
they're all significant. As small as they are, they're all significant. So semi-segue, it's not really a segue. As we're speaking about this, we're kind of speaking about controlling your own existence or controlling your path, right? So I had a conversation earlier this week. I'm going to bring it to the podcast. The idea is your reality exists outside of the. Does that make sense to you? So your reality exists outside of the reality.
Your reality is here. You're pointing into that reality. I get it.
So for example, we are. I'm trying to give it. Your phone, for example, right? You have the phone.
That phone is part of a network, a bigger network.
That's a way to put it too. That is a way to put it.
But we're connecting into it.
Scratch that. That was terrible. Let me give you another way. We're both in a room. There's a chair in the room, right? We both see the chair. If we step out of the room, we don't see the chair no more, but the chair is still in that room. Our perspective, we can't see the chair, but the chair is still there. You agree with that?
That is 100% truth.
I don't agree with that.
What?
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Because who determines what reality is? So that's what I feel about it.
Right.
If we determine what reality is and we can't see the chair, who says the chair is actually in the room? Better yet, I'll take it back. This is what I should have used. Because we've heard this so many times. If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's around to hear it, does it make a sound? The person So the person who says that reality exists outside of your perspective would say yes. But who determines that it made a sound? How do you know it made a sound?
I'll trump you there. Say, for instance, you were there in the woods and the tree falls and it makes a sound. Why would it change its sound? Why would that same tree or another tree right beside it not make the same sound if you were there or not?
You lost me a little. Why wouldn't the tree make the same
if you're
sound?
if you're in the forest,
okay,
and a tree is chopped down and it hits the
oh,
ground.
I see. So if you've heard a tree fall before,
right? If you've heard it before, what makes you think that the reality will change it because you're not there? It's because your eyes are not on the actual situation.
No,
why would it change?
That's a good one. Okay, so that's a good one. I don't know if I have a direct answer to that actually, but I'll curveball it a little bit. Do you believe that you and me would hear the tree the same way when it fell?
We wouldn't hear it the same way, but we still hear it. The definition is the hearing it. How you perceive it, totally different.
Yes. No, I don't agree. Because
if the person was deaf, if the person was deaf,
okay, I was going to come with that.
Right?
I
know. No, it doesn't make a sound to them, but it's still making a sound. How do you determine that it makes a sound if you never heard it? It's a secular argument. It's a circular. Okay. You know, that brings me. Okay, hold on. But that brings me to another topic. Well, not another topic, but the same topic. There's a lot of videos of people who've been blind or have not seen color all their life.
Right.
And then also they buy their special glasses.
Yeah.
And they're seeing color for the first time.
Right.
Crying.
Right.
So you're gonna tell them that they just created these colors because you put on these glasses? No, they've been there all the time.
But here's the thing about exactly that. We created the colors. We're the ones that said this is blue. So yeah, the person might now see colors. They might. We even gave it that name.
Okay.
We even said it's called a color.
Fine. Yes.
I'll even kind of go against myself right now. Within the same debate that I had about this, what the other person said was the chair is in the room regardless of what we say. If a cat comes in the room and jumps on the chair, the cat doesn't know it's a chair, but the cat knows that there's something there. So we all know that there's a thing there, even if we don't choose to acknowledge what that thing is, or we don't label that thing. Because a rock could be a chair to someone, right? If you sit on it, it becomes
That's
a chair.
True. Yeah.
So to the cat, it could be a litter box if he chooses to use it as a litter box.
Okay.
So we put the labels on it. But again, that brings me back to, if we're the ones determining that this is a rock, and we're the ones determining that this is a chair, like a collective, what's the word I'm looking for? A collective understanding. That what I'm on right now, this is called is sitting on a chair. We've created a reality. Right there, in unison. We've created our own. So if we created that reality, who's to say we're not creating I would even say it's very possible that we created the entire reality. Matrix.
You're going deep, bro. You're going deep.
But yeah, but that's the thing. This is why I stick to we don't know anything.
So okay, so then let me
a lot.
So let's see. Do you think there is a alternate universe that we are in that we can have? Sorry, I should say. Could there be a doppelganger of myself?
Well, I don't think
call it dimension. Call it an alternate dimension of us doing this right now, talking about the same thing, only opposite. Whereas sitting on a chair is not sitting on a chair; it's something else. Like, do you think there's somewhere else that the reality the opposite way?
Bizarre world. I would like to think that, because I would like to think there's a more successful me somewhere, or a guy who made opposite choices and worked better for him, quote unquote, better or worse, whatever, that's relative.
Okay.
I could definitely say there's already been some revelations that there are different dimensions. They've built machines to go into those different dimensions. I definitely, because we haven't even discovered most of our own universe. So I definitely would believe that there's more out there, more worlds like ours, or at bare minimum, there's other life living on a planet somewhere else out there, similar to ours. It might not be exact. it could be, you know, like the like Star Trek. It could be the Klingons somewhere. They have their own culture, a different whatever, but it's out there.
I think this, and again, this is why I love movies so much, because it opens your eyes to possibilities. This reminds me of the Truman Show, starring Jim Carrey, where he was in his life from birth to whatever, and something just didn't click, and he had to go find it out. And lo and behold, he was part of production of a TV show.
And in that exact same Truman could have chose to ignore what he was seeing and just. And I'm not saying that this is what we're doing, but I do believe most people would rather believe what they see is what it is, because to believe otherwise is to destroy your entire. To take away your own, the little control that most of us think we have. If we one day found out we're in the Truman Dome, or there's a plug in the back of our head, and we're really just batteries to you know what I'm saying?
To entertain, yeah.
What would that do to our psyche? We're not going to turn into Neo, I'll tell you that. Most of us will go crazy. Yeah.
That's true.
Our brain might directly leak out of our ears.
Yeah, something might go wrong.
That's like the safety on the gun, right? Like that. When I find when I have these discussions with most people, they're so adamant about, but the science says, and but this, and it turns into a discussion where I feel like I'm speaking to somebody who's trying to Bible thump me, because it's the same type of mentality. Like, but we know this, and we know, nah, bro, we don't really know. We are believing, but I don't know if we know. I don't know that.
This was what I guess it brought this to my attention. The same type of thought process brought to my attention when people started thinking or looking into pictures and seeing people that were going back in time with the time machine. I was like,
the Mandela effect and all that stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff. I'm like,
deja vu and all that.
Yeah. So I'm like, step back a little bit and take it all in, because who's pulling the strings right now? Who has the final say? Exactly. Who is running the show? Man, because again, there's certain things people are pointing out, certain people who should be dead that were born in 1925, who is walking around, the exact same guy looking the same, is walking around in 1982, full of health. I'm like, man, he looks, and again, that's why the whole doppelganger thing, because it just blows my mind. How do you look exactly like that person from head to toe?
Yeah.
But and you have no idea. Yeah.
Timeline span.
I mean, if you're talking, on a religious basis, every single person you were created different. Every single person.
Every single snowflake.
Unless you were a twin, unless you're born as a twin.
And even then.
Even then, you're still in that timeline, time frame. But when you're seeing an exact duplicate of people, and some of them are duplicates of a different sex, a different gender, sorry.
Yeah, that's true too.
And I'm like, man, how is this possible? And it blows my mind, because somebody, again, like you said, somebody's pulling the strings. Someone's going to find out. The whole alien stuff.
I'm not saying any of this is necessarily happening. What I am saying is anything is possible. I'm also not saying that you should deep dive into conspiracy theories and you only live a life based on those things. So you end up moving to the mountains, cutting off all contact with humanity because you're afraid of the reality. I'm not saying that either. But I am saying don't be so stuck that you go and get a vaccine because they told you that that's what you should be doing. Don't get so... And I even say this, I think if I was more into believing everything that they tell me, I'd probably be more successful. I'd probably, you know what I'm saying? Because I bought into the system. And I notice people who buy into the system tend to be more successful. Yeah. But I also notice that those people aren't the happiest either.
Robotic. Yeah.
I notice they're not the happiest. Stuff seems to happen to them more. I don't know. I could be wrong. But
right.
I just approach it as, again, the man who knows anything knows he knows nothing at all. And people quote that all the time, but swear that they know stuff. I know nothing.
Yeah.
I believe a lot. Convince me.
No, exactly. I believe what's been told to me. I know nothing. Teach me to understand. If you can convince me, okay, you got me. I can't say I created this or I did this because I don't know that. You had to teach me 1 + 1 is 2. You had to teach me that, you know, the water.
It do.
Right,
somewhere else.
Right, exactly.
Which is an alternate reality. Even though those things are quote unquote the same.
Yeah.
There's a place in France, if I go and say 1 + 1 is 2, they're gonna look at me like they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be an absolute truth.
Yeah.
And it is an absolute. It is a truth, quote unquote. It is. But if we create the words to signify, to explain the reality, then the reality can be changed at any time that we want it.
And this is why we have that problem of entitlement now, because now everybody is changing it. Everybody is putting their hand in the cookie jar and says, this is, I think it should be.
Yes.
And it's going to be that. And you have to respect it because I said so. They don't want to listen to the rules.
I said so. It's also because I found 100 people online that say the same thing that I said.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So there's this we say so. We have come to conclusion that we feel this way. We're not the
smallest
same.
Group
we don't feel
say
it.
This is how it is because they have some support.
Yes.
But the smallest, the fringe belief or the fringe thinker. But I just don't subscribe to. I find merit in those people as well. The people who think outside the box change the world.
Yes,
so
but
we can't
the change has to be safe though. Like this change that's happening right now. No, well, it's
we'd
okay.
Rather it to be safe.
It's we rather it's safe, but again, we were talking about we were talking about some topics to talk about, and the whole topic about the MMA fighter that is a transgender woman now who is fighting biological women and hurting them. That change can kill somebody. And because we're accepting that change, someone's gonna die. I'm sorry. If you put Mike Tyson versus Ronda Rousey and he says, I identify as a woman, I want to fight you, and he kills her in the ring, I'm sorry. Who's to blame? That's scary shit.
Change of reality right there. At least in my opinion.
It is. Reality is changing before our eyes.
Yep.
But the thing is too, we have now the power to change that reality.
Yep.
If we want to make it so, we'll make it so.
Exactly.
Right. Tomorrow I can say, you know what? I identify as a white and you have to accept it. Why? Because I have 20 other people who feel the same way as me. I think I'm a white male.
Join the group. And you're gone.
Yeah, is that it? Yeah. And there you go.
That's your job.
The ball rolling.
Yep.
They start the ball rolling.
Exactly.
So,
but not to, because again, we talk about this trans. Sorry, trans. Sorry, LGBT.
It's just something that happens.
It's just very prevalent at the moment. But
it's like,
oh shit, here we go again.
Facts.
But to segue.
Did you say segue?
Segue. Is that Goldie? But segue, as you're speaking of sports, we said the Leafs finally moved on. First time.
Ooh, the Leafs. From 2004, they finally passed the first round.
19 some odd crazy years like that. Fine. And just past the first round, it's like they won the Stanley Cup again.
But did you see that the city went crazy?
Of course they did.
The city went crazy. And you know what? I think it's their time.
You think they're going to win it?
I think it's their time.
Based on how
I am a Leafs fan, but
okay,
but no, however, no, but the thing is, based on how it has been coming along, they went into almost 4 out of 6 games. They went into overtime
in this first series.
Yes, it's almost like I'm telling you, they were in overtime every single game, bro.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
give me no confidence.
But it means that they're fighting.
The
team is because before, like you said, my favorite time was the 94, 93 Leafs.
Yeah,
with Dougie Gilmour and them. Whoo, that was a time where I was watching these guys and they were fighting, and they still just couldn't get over the hump. I'm like, man, these guys have an elite team. Couldn't get over the hump. I even thought about the same thing with the Blue Jays. Blue Jays had a great roster at some point. Couldn't get over the hump. The team that they actually won with wasn't their best team of all time. Wasn't.
Well, it's now arguable because they won.
But it's arguable. But you know what I'm saying? Like there's some big time guys who were on that squad that didn't win. that could have beaten that
arguably
old
like
team.
the Raptors. I don't know if that was the best team we've ever had.
Exactly.
Kawhi's probably the most talented player we ever had.
Yes, but they had better teams.
Yeah,
they had better teams. That's
but
what
that's
I'm saying.
all the lineup. Yeah, that's the lineup. Like
so
the team has
that's
to
what I'm
be
saying.
Good and the league has to be.
Yeah. I honestly think they can go. I mean, you know what? If they get to the finals, I'll be happy. I'll be happy they get to the finals.
Be fine. They get to the conference.
Eastern Conference. Yeah, if they get the Eastern Conference finals, sure. Yeah. But I think
you know me. I don't want them to win it.
No, I want them to win. If the Raptors can win in my lifetime,
I don't want the Leafs to win because the Raptors won.
If the Raptors won in my lifetime, and the Blue Jays have won in my lifetime, and the Argos have won in my lifetime, shoot, the Leafs have to do it. The Leafs will just they'll finish the whole plaque right there. The whole plaque, and I'll put it up there.
I almost want them to win.
Oh, they need to.
I want them to win.
No, Toronto needs that.
Raptors reign forever.
They need
Toronto's winning squad.
No, but the Argos just won too. Remember that?
Yeah,
the Argos.
We're not talking about the freaking Toronto Rock, are we? We're not talking about the fucking lacrosse team, are we?
Wow. Teams are teams, all right?
We don't care about your men winning the chat. We don't care.
Wow.
I mean, we care, but it's not. Yeah, come on.
So you're saying nothing. Fair. It's nothing past the Raptors, you're saying. Because again, if the Leafs win this championship, that city will never be the same. The league will never be the same.
I'm gonna do it like this. If the Raptors, see, my allegiance is clear. If the Leafs win outside of Canada, I'm gonna be a fan.
Okay.
So anywhere else, I have my Leafs. Yeah, I'm repping. But when I'm here, I whatever. I might even go to the downtown for the parade just to go.
Here's the funny thing. Everybody in Canada hates the Leafs. Everybody outside Toronto hates the Leafs. I'm like, yo, I see bosses wearing their jersey, their favorite jersey, go to work. Oh, it's game night. So I see, you have the Oilers jersey. Yeah. It's like, boss, you don't mind if I wear my Leafs jersey? No problem at all. But you're going to be getting some plaque for it. People are going to be hitting on you. I'm like, well, everybody hates the Leafs. I'm like, oh man, I can't win.
Now, so this brings me to our next question then. If the Leafs win, do you think that celebration will be bigger than the Raptors?
Yes. Do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know how much people? And I'm scared to say this. Do you know how much older people will die of happiness? Okay, I'm telling you, these people have been wishing. This is Canada. Hockey. This is their thing. So they're waiting for this. The minute that person they see Austin Matthews hold up that cup. Good old the Bill Johnson says, "Baby, I'm coming. I'm done." That's it. He's done. That's all he's waiting for. There was I think there was a 98-year-old Leafs fan that is still today just cheering on the Leafs, like this old woman. I'm like, yeah. People have been sustained alive because they need to win the freaking thing. That's it. That's all. People are staying alive because of it. That's it.
Silent cup run. Don't kill me.
That is it. I'm telling you. This is what people are doing right now. So
here's my pushback. Here's my pushback. You just gave me one. One of my pushbacks is Raptors are Canada's team. They're not just Toronto's team.
Yes.
So there was cats coming from outside of the province for that period.
100%. 100%.
That's one.
Yes.
That's not going to happen for the Leafs. You're not going to have no man coming from Montreal.
No. Because if you've seen how Leaf fans travel, where they are, people who are in Florida, those are native Torontonians. Those native Torontonians from different cities, I agree, would come. Right.
But you're not going to get a Montreal Canadian fan to come to a Leafs parade. You're not going to get an Edmonton Oilers fan coming to a Leafs parade.
Only if they beat an American team. There you go. I'll put that little stipulation. If they beat the Dallas Stars.
You might get dabbles.
Yeah. If they beat the New York Rangers. Yeah.
I might give you that. I might give you the dabbles of the Canadian guys. But I still don't think it's going to be like the Raptor fan from Vancouver. Who doesn't have a team. and King.
Oh,
You're not gonna get
shit.
the guy from Yukon, North. You're not gonna get that guy who loved Vince Carter and said, "Oh, we finally won." You're not gonna get that guy. That's one. That's one.
Okay.
Toronto is the only Raptors is the only basketball team in the country. So that's one.
Okay.
Two is your other point, which I agreed with. The old ass mofos that are holding on are still holding on. But there's way fewer of them compared to the young ass mofos who are basketball fans now. Toronto is no longer a hockey city. That's what people don't want to admit.
It's a sports complex. Yes, I get you. It's not. Even the times have changed.
Basketball, soccer city now. These kids do not look to play hockey or baseball. They're looking to play basketball.
Do you know why though? I'll give you some insight. Huh? It's cheaper.
That's the first one. The second
back in the day, hockey was always being pushed. Being pushed in hockey.
Definitely that. It's also that it's sorry folks. It was a very Anglo-Saxon time.
Yes, white people
ran. Quote unquote white sport was being pushed. Yes.
No, I agree. But most of
the case anymore.
Once the brothers got into some serious sports and showed athleticism, they kind of took over. And I get it. But to be fair, the hip hop culture is the main reason why basketball is how big it is now. Absolutely. So it wasn't the sport itself. Remember who invented basketball? A white man.
From Canada.
From Canada. So you were wondering, how did this flip to hockey? Well, again,
it is that. Just like hip hop has become the popular genre.
It's now pop. It's the pop era. Yeah, pop culture.
So basketball would go with it. So again, you're helping me prove my point. Number 3, and finally, I do not see the Leafs winning the Stanley Cup being the biggest celebration ever in sports, North America. I don't even want to say world, because I'm sure World Cup is probably wild, but in sports, and that's what the Raptors was.
I was at the part. I'm not gonna lie, I was down there when they won. So
I was in the city celebration ever.
To the point where police officers were just having fun. I was driving downtown, and I'm like, what? And they were just honking their horn, fast in their lights. Everybody's proud. I get it. But again, the existence of the Raptors are from when?
Yeah, but
19. No. The existence is short, and it's a huge accomplishment. However, the Stanley Cup drought
is longer.
Is the longest in sports.
Those people are dead. Is what you're telling
me, bro.
Yeah, most of those people who cared about that are dead. Is what you're telling me.
But the thing is, but stats, they keep on bringing it up. That's why everybody keep on freaking clowning on their Leafs.
Here's what. Slight, and this is the most minor point out of my points. I'll put this as a 4 asterisk number 4 point.
Okay.
The people that are holding on for dear life, they're not going to no goddamn parade, bro. They can't
have parades in the nursing homes. Don't worry, bro.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Doesn't count for the biggest the big parade. They're not gonna. Okay, my dad is a Leafs fan. He's not going.
Bet you he does. Bet you he does.
I bet
you can ask him. I bet you he does.
I know what he's gonna tell me. He's not going because it's too much crowd.
But he can party. He can party on the side though. Doesn't have to be down there.
I might go, and he's not. I'm not a fan like that. I'm telling you. The Leafs are I want to say they are a 40 up fan base currently. I'm not saying that they don't have younger people.
No. Okay, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. There's some superstars that are younger that are on Edmonton and Calgary and wherever that the young kids.
I'm not even talking about the players. I'm talking about the fan base. The fan base is about a third. I'll even go lower there. Let's say it's 35 and up.
Okay. For Leafs,
the majority
because they know the history.
Yes, the majority.
Right. Okay.
The Raptors is 50 and down.
Yeah, right down
and there's way more of those people than there are the others.
Okay.
I'm very interested to see. I'd love to see it happen and see, because I also do know if it's even close to the Raptors, media is going to make it like it was bigger.
Yes, I mean because it's the Leafs. Because that's the hub. CBC, the hub is there.
Yeah, same time people run the networks and the newspapers.
Yeah, and I get it.
gonna explode.
But at the same time, it's gonna get global recognition if the Leafs win. I believe.
Global.
Come on now.
I don't know about global.
There's guys who have played on the Leafs, who have passed on, who are from Sweden, from Russia, from whatever. They'll come and celebrate they'll do what they always do: bring the old guys in. Hey, remember this guy, Dougie Gilmer, Wendell Clark, Matt Team. Yeah, man. Yeah, they'll bring them in.
Bring everybody. What's the guys?
They will.
Bring Ballard back. Bring everybody.
Again,
it ain't gonna make no difference, bro.
For the record, Harold Ballard is the reason why we're here right now talking about these Leafs, because he's the one that shot them down and destroyed it from the inside out.
Yeah, that's right.
If you watch that documentary on Gem TV, bro, oh my goodness, Ballard destroyed the Leafs because he was a businessman. He didn't care about winning. Business, and I get it. I can't hate him for it. He made money. Yeah. But again, even now, look at Maple Leaf Gardens is now what, a Loblaws, or is it historical monument now? Because I know they can't break it down.
It's something like that. They turned it into something.
Yeah, because that's the heart of the city right there.
Yeah, man.
I used to watch
Bob Marley's only concert in Canada.
Exactly. Speaking of Bob Marley, segue here, but I believe he has a buyout coming out too.
Yeah, another one. I think he does too. Tupac has another one.
There's a lot of people that are getting biographies done on a theatrical stage, and I can't wait. There's a lot of good movies coming out. A lot of good stuff is in the works.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to segue here. Jonathan Majors.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the rant I did?
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Mm-hmm.
That is an exact example of what internet can do.
Okay.
Or what falsely accused person can do, because he is going through the ringer.
Yeah.
And there is physical and video evidence that he is not in the wrong.
That he's not in the wrong.
That is not in the wrong.
Okay.
And the lawyer, and he's been dropped by all these people. He lost some movie roles and whatnot. And they said he called Marvel and said, Marvel, just hold on, guys. They're not dropping him.
I don't think they can, though.
They can. Oh, they can.
They can.
But I'm like,
but
they've been.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You started with something.
He's a main character at this point.
Now,
very important figure.
At the same time, he was in two movies and a TV series. They can change him if they wanted to.
Hey, there's always. You can always.
So it's not like he's there for life, but at the same time, he is a main player. I mean, he's not only a prime example of what people can do to your life and destroy your life than anybody. I don't know. There's people who've been, like I said, sent to jail because of freaking falsely accusing people of this. And this is for people to see, right? And it sucks that we have to now see this personal matter on the internet and read about how this guy is just getting destroyed because someone who was upset decided to accuse him of this and that. Meanwhile, she's gone to the club doing this and that. The driver who was in the car with them can attest to what he was saying was true. You know what I'm saying? The drunken mess that she was in the car in his walk-in closet. He vomited on his freaking, like, all this stuff. And people decided to drop him before they got the facts right. I don't like that's horrible. A man's livelihood is destroyed.
I don't get why they don't wait for the outcome.
They want to save face.
But why would you cut? Because even for him, it doesn't seem like he's getting the public backlash.
Nope. Like that. Even his agent dropped him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why would an agent? It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem he's getting the cancel culture. I don't.
Well, I think we've seen it so many times that we're not biting.
We're
not biting. Yeah,
so
we're like, hold on.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, because we heard that with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and we're like, yo, let's cancel Johnny. Let's cancel Johnny. Also, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Johnny's not in the wrong here. We're bad. We're my bad. But we're sorry. It's too late by then.
Have you seen the Tory Lanez thing where he sent a letter to the judge? Is it the judge he sent a letter?
He sent a letter to the judge?
He didn't send a letter. You did send a letter to a judge, but also he made a public statement basically saying that they railroaded him and they lied about the evidence and it was inconclusive, but they're saying it was they're saying the prosecution is saying that his fingerprints on the gun was inconclusive, but it was actually found that that it wasn't found on the gun. No DNA was found on the gun from him. That's what he said. He said they reran the test on his side, and like his people did it, and there's no evidence to show that his DNA is on the weapon to say that he fired it, which is what he got convicted for. So if that's true, that's even another one. But
again, it just gets crazier and crazier. And I don't think it's again, before I would say, oh, black people are getting freaking railroaded, but no, not even that anymore. It's just people in general.
No, that is still happening, but it's
what I'm saying, I'm not trying to say that's the reason now. Because it's Tory Lanez was with Meg Thee Stallion. Again, those are two African American people. So I mean, it is what it is. I think it's fame. I think people are jealous of people's fame, or they just can't hold their alcohol and they just don't know how to be civil.
Both of those things.
Yeah. Because I mean, based on what I was reading about
celebrity, your ego.
Right. And that brings me to, some of these celebrities needed to start living a private life. Just because you're a celebrity, you do not have to be in the public eye and doing all this stuff like crazy people.
The biggest celebrities don't. If we really break it down, Jay-Z,
this is why everybody loves Keanu Reeves.
Denzel Washington. Barely see these guys unless they have something going or they're at a game.
Or even a TV, thing that they have to do, like an actual appearance.
They're either promoting or they're at a game or an awards ceremony. Maybe that's the other thing.
And like Spike Lee.
Barely see them publicly.
Jordan. Yeah. These are superstars that don't do anything.
Fans don't have no time for that, bro.
It's true.
They're home, chilling. It's true. Or they're working. It's either working or they're working on working. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. No, it's true. And it doesn't have to be the brothers. I mean, you guys like Steven Spielberg, directors and stuff like it. Who else is there? James Cameron, all the people who you don't see, and all of a sudden they're making millions and they're here smiling because they're working. They don't care about the drama outside their lives. Keep it in house. Don't have to tell anybody. Don't have to do anything extra. Just do your thing and be happy about it. But man, this is why I don't know what happened with the major situation and where they were going or what they were doing. But in the end, man, just stay in house. Just stay home.
Yeah. The moral of the story: date a black girl. I'm joking.
Oh, that's gonna get you in trouble. Wait a minute.
Shout out Amber Heard. Anyway,
Amber is broke now. I think I heard she's getting broke.
Good luck to her.
It is what it is. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah,
that's how we doing it, man. Another banga. That's right. Another banga.
Bang.
Oh, actually, we need it. We definitely. I mean, we just dropped that relationship podcast, and I loved having that conversation with them. But we definitely need a part 2 with them because they're fire guests. They're fire guests. So shout out to Brandy and Michelle for popping in and hanging out with us. And again, we're open to a whole bunch of different discussions. I'm definitely going to go back on the matchmaker.fm and see if there's somebody else that wants to hit us up with something new. And we'll just get them on here and start talking about, because I mean, the more we put out there, the more people will see us. That's how it is.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how it is. We love the support, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Yes, all that stuff. And if you don't be shy. Share it to a friend, send it to whatever. I just created a TikTok, so all our stuff is going to start going there. Our shorts are going to go in there. Some anecdotes will be in there in terms of things that we've said that are funny and whatnot. We'll definitely get that. Our editor has been going crazy. He has like 30 or 40 shorts, but because he's in South Africa, the power keeps on going out, so he can't post everything. I mean, shout out to him, man. He's been grinding, but he can't just get it out fast enough. So I mean, I shout out to him. He's working hard to make a name for himself. So we'll definitely probably even get him on the show one time. I'll be up at somebody time and talk to him about what's got. But yeah, we're doing our thing, and of course, Stein's going back into the Bat Cave, saving lives and helping people.
GoldenMusic.com.
No doubt. Don't forget the unleashedstore.com. New merch coming out. Old merch is gone. We're starting from scratch. I realize less is more. I just learned that. Less is more. So I've started and took everything off the site and just started basic. So that's what you do. You get in the basics. That's what we're doing.
Get that money, mate.
That's right. All right. We're going to head out of here. I'm going to go do some stuff with the fam and chill out. And you're going to go make that money.
Indeed. Let's do it.
That's how it is. We're out of here. Peace, everybody.